look into our company. But Isabella's Bella Cucina is the parent company of the Meatball Shop. All right, we actually got this entire space because we acquired a smaller catering company. All right, and when we acquired a smaller catering company with one client, he had this tremendous space. Now, I want you to know that my husband has been in my ear for the last 3 years, okay, about opening up a restaurant. And I kept said, are you freaking kidding me? We were raised in the restaurant business. I said, do you want to stay married? I said, come on, think about it, you know, really. Our whole entire life. And Jeffy's from corporate America, and I'm mom and pop all the way. So my family owned and operated 6 Italian restaurants in this town. As a matter of fact, how many of you have been in Orlando for some time? Okay, do you recognize Sorrento's on that wall? Sorrento's we owned for 18 years on Primrose and Colonial. It is now called Il Pescatore. Owned, as a matter of fact, this is our 18th year that we sold it. All right, just to give you an idea, we had Napoli's Pizza in Winter Springs. We've had several others, truly. So when we got the space, the first thing that he saw was the Meatball Shop. Because, and I got to tell you, he was so spot on. You know, what he said, you know, Jeff said, you know what, we're not doing it like we used to do it, like the very older generation. You know, very old school. You know, with my husband being very corporate America, he was with Burger King for 27 years. He was with Sheraton F&B for 12. So he's got all that corporate knowledge. You know, so when we brought it together, he says, the Meatball Shop will be efficient. It'll be fabulous. We'll have amazing items. We'll be growing our menu, but we will keep it very simple. All right, and that's where we are today. All right, and there we go. Hence our first meatball shop, and God willing, many others to come. All right, so we're all about bringing the familia together. All right, as a matter of fact, we're very involved in the community, and I'll tell you about the Community International Holiday Program for the children that we developed. But you see, it's our past who has made us who we are today. And for those of you who are real family-oriented, who live and breathe familia, you would really understand this. And if not, I'm going to twist your arm until you get it. Because we have to bring our family back to the table. Don't be laughing at me, Tonio. All right, look at that face. Look at him. Give me that response. Now let me show you right here. My husband's great-grandparents, Romeo and Antoinette Morgia. All right, and then my father-in-law, all right, Giovanni Morgia, and my husband, of course. Now, you may notice there's several television segments on the wall. I've been on television locally for the past 6 years. All right, my very first television show was on The Good Life. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. TV 45. Now, here's my mother's side. Now, Gustavo, you'll appreciate this. My mother's side is from Trieste, the northern part of Italy. They're very fair, very white, almost see-through, as I tell my mother. Transparent, okay? Blonde, all right? All right, and you will see here. So that's my Nonna Anna. I love that picture of her with the 1937, the date, her signature. And then there she was, not shortly long after, before she actually passed away. And she was always known for her body, her signature bread, which we loved. Here's 3 generations. I actually have a 4th generation picture, which is not on the wall yet. There we are. Now, my father's family is from Calabria, the southern part of Italia. My father, dark as an ace of spades, as I tell everybody, all right? And we just celebrated, by the way, this year is 54 years of marriage. In March, we'll celebrate. Isn't it amazing? Yeah. I tell everybody, we survived. Imagine, the north and the southern part of Italy come together only in America, all right? Now, my nonna, Domenico Simone Carmelo Vicari, all right, and then my nonna Sabella, that's who I was named after. My nonna Sabella, right there. That's my papa when he was 50 years old at Napoli's Pizza in Winter Springs. Jeffy and I get a hold of this, and you'll get a kick out of this. So I speak several languages. Spanish is one of them that I speak fluently. So I was on the Spanish channel, Infomas, teaching the Latinos how to cook Italian in Spanish. It was a hoot. I gotta tell you, they loved it. They really did. It was a hoot, all right? Did I make a look? Cubano, meet me in the kitchen. I'll put my pernil up against anybody's. Try it. Ooh. Is that a throwdown? Got it.
The gauntlet.
Oh, don't give me another idea, all right? Yeah. And of course, my Nonna and I. And not long ago, we did a television segment in our home, and it was on making meatballs. known then that a few years later, that Jeffrey and I would own the meatball shop today. So we had to put that picture up. So a few years later, at the top, that beautiful blonde, the fair woman, is my mama, right there. All right, and we did a Mother's Day special on The Good Life, and we made gelato cannoli together. Now, any of you guys know these guys, Growing Boulder?
Yep.
Mark Middleton, Bill Schaefer.
Katie.
The whole Katie, yes, go Katie. Well, we did a tremendous segment in our home. What a hoot. All right. Then, of course, Sorrento's, when we first bought it. All right, 18 years ago. No, almost 40 years ago, it may seem. Right there. Then Jeffrey and I get married 6 years ago. And we're still married. Isn't that wonderful? All right.
Woo.
And we're still in business together, even better. All right. We did several segments together. You notice this guy here, Robert Irvine? We did a segment together with him in Florida Hospital. All right, together. And Allison Walker, Central Florida News 13, which we're doing a segment with her, I think, next week. All right. This last year we did the Daily Buzz. Are you guys familiar with the Daily Buzz?
Yep.
All right. Emotional Mojo. All right, we did 2 of Emotional Mojo. And there's my cookbook right up here. There it is. As a matter of fact, there it is. It's called What Can I Bring? I actually wrote that book really in hopes that it would make it easier for those of you who always get invited to people's homes and nobody ever knows what to bring, right? Well, I hope I've answered that question in there and made it very simple for you. But I gotta tell you, it's not all about the food at all. And you're gonna find that out as you read it. And if you're interested at all, it's now an ebook on Amazon. I'd love to send you a complimentary copy of my ebook. All right, so just let me know. I'll be happy to send that to you. And last but not least, the new generation, Morja Di Vicari, Rodriguez Familia. Yes, we got a Puerto Rican in the house.
Uh-oh.
My children, Adriana, she's the oldest. My little 5'2" little midget. She's got big heels on right there, all right? 28 years old. She lives in San Francisco, and she works for Facebook. She's a recruiter. Gabriele, our middle child, all right, he lives in Hamburg, Germany, and he works for Google. And our baby Aaron, our 19-year-old, is at UCF in the computer science program. All right, surviving. All right. Can you relate to the very first year in college in computer science? Right there. So you've gotten a glimpse of who Isabella and Jeff Wanja are. I want you to understand that if the meatball shop is just a vehicle that we use to bring the familia back to the table. And if any of you want to know about our culinary program, it's called the Community International Culinary Program. It's for the children. And actually, the city of Orlando was so excited about the program, they're going to partner up with us. And on February 25th, we're going to be at John H. Jackson Community Center. It's part of their Parks and Recreation. It's right there in the Paramore area, where they are desperately in need for so much attention and so much love and so much guidance. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so rich. And if each of us just reached out to just one of those kids, we could truly make a difference in their lives. So this is a 6-week program. I'm actually going to be at that center teaching the children, a group of 25 children and their parents. I invited their parents. I want them there. That may be the only time they get to spend with their kids, quite frankly, you know? And we're going to teach them one of the components to the international dinner. You see, 6 weeks of cooking classes. I'm going to teach one of the courses. Each class will break bread together. We'll sit down, get to know one another, and they'll know clearly, again, it's not all about the food. It's what happens when we come together to the table. And what do? We build that relationship, don't we? We laugh, we go back to our traditions. And if we don't have traditions, guess what? For as long as I have breath, we can start it. And it's never too late, is it? All right? And then we make enough food for them to take home to their families. We do that for 6 weeks. And I say international because we're all different, aren't we? From all walks of life, from all schools, all cultures. International dinner will be comprised of 80 people, at least. It's the families of the children. And we're going to invite the media, we're going to invite the mayors, the commissioners. We want them to hear the program. Why? Because quite my side that why should only this school and this small group of children be blessed with this program? Quite frankly, with the media today, we could be live streaming it everywhere. We could record it and put it in every school, put it with the Boys and Girls Clubs, give it to the Boy Scouts. We should be giving it away. We shouldn't be charging these groups for any of it. We should be blessing them because, quite frankly, these children are our future as well. We talk about children in the high school, children in the colleges. We never talk about the children, all right, who are in the awful, awful parts of America who do grow up. Well, guess what? If we do not pour into them, we'll never know what tomorrow will be like. If we don't start to bring them in. And I tell each and every one of these kids that when they get out of the program, I said, you know, when you're 18 and you have now graduated and you decided that you were going to take advantage of the incredible program that this program, the Boys and Girls Clubs, the Boy Scouts, all of these wonderful organizations, how they're helping them. I said, you can decide right then and there that you will never go back to the old way of life. You can break those chains. You can become educated. You can become whatever it is that you want in this country. And don't you ever forget where you came from. Now you go back and you bring them out one at a time. All right? And that one child can change the generations of that family. Only because they wanted to. So think about that. If anybody wants more information on the program, who wants to get involved, I'd love to share it with you. I'd love for you to join hands with us and get involved. But with all that said, my next television show is coming up soon. If anyone knows anyone in the networks, tell them about me, all right? Who knows where that's going to happen, all right? I hope you have enjoyed this evening. I hope you've enjoyed. I would love your feedback. I would love to know what you think of the meatball shop. Are you going to go and tell your friends? Yeah? Yeah? Awesome. We've got some new and exciting things that I'm working on. All right? I can't tell you on the bus thing. I hate when I have to hold the secret. It kills me. All right? It is. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll take some of these away from you. All right. Thank you. But if you have any questions, you're very welcome.